Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first GA of the year. Excellent, excellent. And snaps, yeah. I see some returning reps in the audience, and I see some new faces, but collectively we are all the 21st General Assembly. I'm really excited to see everybody, and I think this is going to be an awesome, awesome year. I'm really excited, ready to get to work, and with that, we'll start with roll call.
Okay, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Okay, let's start. President Agarwal.
Present and voting.
And remember, guys, say present and voting if you are here and an elected representative. Vice President Hale.
Present and voting.
Vice President Shah.
Present and voting.
Vice President Cummins. Vice President Cruz. Vice President Dooner. Parliamentarian McKee. Myself, present. Treasurer Trong. Treasurer Schloff.
Present.
Representative DeBaz.
Present voting.
Representative Williams. Representative Gallo.
Present voting.
Representative Smith. Devon. Representative Ilirab. Representative Malloy. Representative Paul.
Present and voting.
Representative Moeller.
Present and voting.
Representative Aruma Gasami. Representative Sabe. Representative Fitch. Representative Smith Theodore.
President voting.
Representative Zhu. Albert. Representative Heck. Representative Wu.
Present and voting.
Representative Thompson.
Present and voting.
Representative McHenry.
Present and voting.
Representative Ladelfa. Representative Lundell. Representative Blackburn.
Present and voting.
Representative Competi. Representative Lee.
Present voting.
And that's it for roll call.
Thank you very much. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and now we will start with the first committee reports for the year. And that's me first. Okay, now in my actual role. Welcome back, everyone. The executive board was hard at work this summer, planning for the year, planning for welcome days, co-sponsorships, among many other things, such as Pizza Olympics. We already started working on that. Student activities guide, student activities fair giveaway. We got new snazzy T-shirts thanks to Election Commissioner Perlosky. Our student org handbook was updated thanks to the finance team, and this is just a couple of things that we did this summer. But I'm sure you know that the biggest project this summer was preparing for our 4 events. Last Saturday for Welcome Days, and as you can see, USG summer events by the numbers. We have some pretty excellent results from this weekend. And one thing that was new was the International Pizza Party, which we hadn't done in the past. We actually did it last year, but we weren't sure if we were going to do it this year because of time and because of we didn't have enough help. It was too early in the month for people to be back. But thanks to Secretary Brown and VP Dooner, they pulled off an excellent international event. And I hope you saw some pictures there. It was a really great turnout. The pizza was almost gone. So we're really proud of that. As I mentioned, we had several co-sponsorships this summer, and they're listed there. If you have any questions about any of these things, I'm not going to go through them now. If you have any questions, please ask me in the points section. Additionally, some accolades, some great events this summer. our own parliamentarian McKee was, on behalf of USG, traveled to DC and met with some congressional officials about federal financial aid. So thanks for representing for CWRU, Parliamentarian McKee. So I'm just going to really quickly, I also wanted to actually thank some representatives that came and helped at the Welcome Back events. Some of these people weren't even actually representatives. They were just past USG members that took a lot of time and helped us out. So I would like to thank Representatives Taryn Fitch, Scott McHenry, Naveen Aragasamy, Mira Lendell, Doug Brubaker, and Elena Dorbeck, and Ali Pulaski and the Election Commission. All did excellent work, helped us a lot. Okay, so lastly, I just want to give you a couple of points about what to expect for the next couple of GAs before the retreat. And the retreat is September 17th to 18th at Camp Asbury, so please mark it on your calendars if you don't have it already. It's going to be an excellent weekend. But before we get to retreat, we have several things that we need to work on as an assembly. We have to elect some new freshman representatives. We have to fill some vacancies. We have to work on getting ourselves ready again for our committees. I'm sure VPs have already started to send out some emails about getting their committees started for the year. And we might even have some legislation. I think you guys have some devices sitting by you, right? So some legislation for that we'll have to work on. So clearly we are busy before retreat. So with that, I am open to points. Any questions for me? Okay, I'll end by also saying that my office hours are listed there, and executive committee meetings are Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. again. So you are more than welcome to come and visit us. We'd love to have you. Thanks. Now, Vice President Hill.
Thank you, Speaker / President Agarwal. I'll try to keep this brief and keep them brief through the semester and make these things go quick. But I had a great summer working with orientation and getting to meet the freshman class. Oh, loved you guys. But I have to say, I think we have the most unique freshman class of the ones I've seen. It's an entirely different face to the student body, and so I really encourage you all to get ready to think outside the box. We have new people that are going to bring to light new issues and have new solutions to these issues and new ways of thinking. So get excited for the freshman reps and get excited for the class of 2015. A couple things I was working on over the summer, just briefly. I spent a lot of my very little free time meeting with other student organizations trying to encourage cooperation, and that's already come to light. The newspapers that were given out in residence halls got slashed as part of budget cutting from housing, but RHA actually reached out to us and looking forward to some cooperation on how we might be able to re-implement that program with RHA. So cool. Also, the SLIG borrowable projectors. Last semester, as part of the Student Life Improvement Grant, Min Tree and I worked together to get funding for 2 borrowable projectors at the area offices, and that's actually about done. So we're getting close. Housing has agreed to take on the program as a whole, so we won't even have to do anything for it. It's going to be great. Also, one last note, the people on the Student Life Committee list already know this, but the meeting time list in the agenda is no longer possible. So if you're interested in coming by the Student Life meeting and want to be heard when we set the new time, please stick around afterwards. Also, anyone on the committee, please stay afterwards so we can set a new time. Also, my office hours on Wednesday evening, those will change. And I'll be sure to get those out to GA. Open to points. Thanks.
Thank you, Vice President Hale. Vice President Shaw.
Has a nice ring to it. Good evening, GA. Welcome to the new academic year. We've had several events, as President Agarwal told us about. The Welcome Back Party was top-notch, as was the Student Activities Fair. please thank all the volunteers for their efforts. They did a really great job pulling together. Besides that, I have included in the agenda my summer projects. You can just read over that if you want to right quick. Currently, for my meetings, they will be Friday at 12:30 to 1 to 2 o'clock. 12:30 to 2. You're welcome to come check it out. Actually, this Friday we're going to be pushing the meeting back to 1 o'clock. There's an event going on around that time that I will not be able to make it right at 12:30. But also, if you can give them a document, there was a slight budget change that happened over the summer. I just wanted everyone to know that for the welcome back dance, we had to add an additional 1,000 to where, as before, it was 22,000 on the budget. It's currently 2,200. My bad. I'm so sorry. 2,200, and it's now 3,200. Does anyone have any questions? All right, and like everything on the bottom is updated too. So I'm open to points. This was for I don't know.
We needed additional money for the party. So we had extra funds from executive retreat. We had extra funds from last year that we were able to, rolling funding and whatnot, we were able to take money from that. So because we had the extra 1,000, we were able to have all that great food, hot sauce and everything. And basically to make it better, we added 1,000. For that was event source was for student activities fee, a fair, excuse me. Yeah, so yeah. Representative Perlowski?
So technically, did you fund it from executive co-sponsorship $1,000, or did you actually alter the internal budget, which is that we would vote on it again?
Over the summer, we the executive board is allowed to vote on behalf of the assembly. So we did move it ourselves, but we all voted on it first. Are there any other points for Vice President Shaw? All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Treasurer Schloff and Trong? And/or Trong?
Hello everyone, I'm Ellen Schloff. I'm the new treasurer along with Steven. We've had our treasurer workshops, which has been going really well, and I am pleased to announce that I have my office hours because my schedule is now set. Tuesday 11:20 to 12:10, 2:30 to 3:30, and then on Wednesday 5:45 to 6:45, and Thursday 10 to 11:30. And then I am also working on some events for GA itself to encourage companionship and camaraderie within the group, so to make this more fun. And also I am continuing the treasure tip of the week, which happens to be, instead of making plain old grilled cheese, you can make a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it's really good. Anything with butter on it makes it better.
Any points for the speaker? All right, thank you, Treasurer Schloff. Vice President Cummins?
Hi there. I was going to try to do my best Jared Hamilton impression, try to bore you guys to death, but I'm just so excited I can't even attempt it, That being said, why I'm excited is you guys got that email from Dean Wilkowitz about sages. That's pretty awesome. That's due to some hard work by the Academic Affairs Committee and Shangbo and I and Gabby Markoff on the FISCU Committee. So we're really excited about that. Also, what else did I have over here? This week, the committee's going to meet at 7 p.m. We're working with James. We're trying to figure out where our committees are going to be, and we're not going to have those decided until, retreat or whatever. We want everyone to have, an opportunity to be at, each committee if they like to. Appointments over the summer, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Well, exciting to be back, huh? Multiple points.
Vice President Cruz?
I'm just curious, that email from Dean Wolkowitz, it said that they might not keep that adjustment for stages in the future. Did they say why at all? Because I can't see how anything would change the fact that it was a problem before.
Well, it's basically a certain subset of the faculty that think that removing that requirement will prevent us from getting the appropriate amount of breadth in our SAGES, and that was one of the key things that they were thinking about when they created the SAGES program. And so they think of it right now as SAGES not being implemented correctly, because they think that their initial plan was flawless. So they think that we can just figure this out in the long term, and that's going to be the committee I'm going to be on, the subcommittee on curriculum, and so I'll make sure that something for students will definitely be included. Well, it's up to the faculty. They have pretty much final say on any curriculum things. Even in these committees, the administration is really just there for reference, and their ex officio, I believe, is what they use. They're just there for reference and that sort of thing. They know students, and they've heard complaints, and they've actually had to, especially the dean's office had to advise these people. I talked to a couple people the other day, seniors that have had to go, an extra semester or whatever, and end up taking, 4 SAGES because they they were messed, for whatever reason they didn't get advised properly. So unfortunately this didn't even help them because they already took the 4th SAGES.
Are there any other points for the speaker? Thank you, Vice President Cummings. Vice President Cruz?
Hi guys, glad to see you all back here this year. I don't have a whole lot for you today. Mostly just glad to see everyone back. We had a really great week last week. My class schedule is kind of a mess right now. Everything's getting rearranged, adjusted, classes times have changed. So I don't have office hours or committee meetings set just yet, but I'm planning on getting that emailed out to you guys all in the next week or so. So you should know by GA next week, hopefully at the very latest. But if you have any questions, you can email me. My email address is in my board report, so I am open to points. Alright.
Thank you, Vice President Cruz. Vice President Dooner?
Hello, hello. Another big welcome back from summer. I spent a lot of my summer here doing research with a professor and on the side meeting with a bunch of ITS personnel. My goal for my committee, one of my goals is to interface more closely with ITS on every level, try to build some relationships there. So I'm looking forward to doing a couple of these things that I mentioned in my board report. If anyone has a smartphone, just out of curiosity, who has a smartphone here? Okay, cool. Just wondering, because right now there's a Blackboard app for it, but it hasn't been enabled. Scott and I are going to work on that. That's one of the things. We're going to try to get some other random things improved too. It's on our list. Also, everyone has eye clickers. Andrew and I and Scott, and we're gonna figure this out. It didn't quite work out today quite as well as planned, but we're gonna, in open forum, I think we're gonna do some test voting. In general, I think there's gonna be some sort of sign out procedure, like you're gonna grab a certain number, or you're gonna type the number that you grab in somewhere. And then we'll be able to have some transparency. We'll be able to instantly tally votes and say, you know, Representative or VP Cummins voted this way on, you know, these things. That kind of transparency that we owe our constituents. So that's on my agenda for this year, and I'm really excited. Open to points. Thank you.
Thank you, VP Dooner. Are there any? Oh, I had one question. Okay, thank you. By any chance, are there any caucus reports? No? Okay. At this time, if Patrick Vaughn would like to come and give a report on behalf of the Diversity and Inclusion Ad Hoc Committee.
Hi everyone, I am Patrick Vaughn. I'm the head of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. We're really excited. We're a new committee of USG. We just got started last semester. We, this summer, decided our topics of focus for the semester. They are cultural diversity, socioeconomic diversity, and philanthropy. So right now our main focus is to solidify ourselves as a committee and to gather liaisons from the different student groups to serve on our committee. So if anyone knows someone who would like to be a nonpartisan representative on our committee or a liaison to a different group, please email me. I put my email in your agenda, and I'm open to points. Yes. Cultural? Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Parliamentarian McKee.
Hey guys, so I am once again picking up the parliamentarian tip of the week. As opposed to the treasurer tips, mine will be sort of more focused on parliamentary procedure. So if there's anything you want to know, any questions you have, feel free to let me know, and they might turn into a future tip of the week. For this week, the tip is, well, remember all the confusion at the end of last year's GAs where somebody would, call to adjourn and we'd second it and start leaving, and then like Mintree would have a announcement still to make. So the tip of the week is that at the end of meetings, you have to wait for the Speaker of the Assembly to actually dismiss GA before we're adjourned. So we'll be starting that this week with President Agarwal, and wait for that actual adjournment before we're done.
Thank you, Parliamentarian McKee. And now, can we please have an elections update from Election Commissioner Perlowski? Thank you.
So you can see this is our lovely USG PR t-shirt for the fall. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, you can talk to Vice President Cruz. I think she'll maybe bringing them to future meetings. But you should wear them proudly. Maybe even, in the next couple of weeks as first years are voting. So in terms of elections, we have over 200 freshmen who have indicated interest in USG, either at the Student Activities Fair or their new student checklist. The trouble with that is that we have 1.5 letters of intent. The half is because we have just, been trying to explain exactly what a letter of intent is and allowing people to rewrite as they see necessary. It's complex. So So what I need you all to do is, how many of you know first year students, like personally on a first name basis, Facebook friends? You need to invite them to the Facebook group for me. It would be really helpful, as I know first year students, but I'm currently Facebook friends with maybe 5 of them, which is not going to fill this assembly. We're trying to, PR it as best as possible, but it's a whole assembly kind of initiative that we need. So the commission's been doing awesome work. I would especially like to thank, Tom with his website work, Patrick, who showed up to help us chalk and is, through diversity inclusion and just wants to get more involved. So if you'd like to join us tomorrow at 5:30 to approximately 6:15 in the Wade Pioneer Room, we're going to have another info session where you can have a chance to talk to interested first years who show up. Afterwards, we're going to chalk around Northside, and then we're going to go and kind of dorm storm a little bit, go meet first years outside of their res halls in Leutner, and talk to people and try and recruit on a more one-on-one basis, because we definitely need those letters of intent in. Also, if you're available tomorrow at like 10:05, Divya and I are going to go meet Bio 214, which is 300 first year students. So if you would like to come and help us pass out highlighters, maybe some frisbees, just to PR ourselves a little bit to that subset of people, because it's like a third of the freshman class. We would love to have your help. And so spread the word. We need these letters of intent. We're procrastinators, I think, as a whole, so I don't anticipate there being a problem, but tomorrow we're really going to head that off and visit the freshmen in their dorms, PR a little more. So if you could all come out, I would love to have you. Vice President Cruz.
What time did you say that bio class is?
It starts at 10:30, so we're going to meet in the USG office to carry highlighters over at like 10:05, so that we're in position by 20 after and can meet and greet as they walk into class, because hopefully they're early and prepared, because it's only the second day of that class.
Vice President Shaw.
Did we have an info session today?
We did. There were 2 students who showed up. They were both very excited. We also met a few stragglers going into L3 for dinner, so excited people. Adelbert was a little far for them to walk tonight, because I think they have their first round of homework, so. But we'll get them hopefully next week.
Representative Gallo.
Are we giving the freshmen anything physical to remember USG by? Because I remember last year I'd be told to run and then I would forget. So even a piece of paper.
We have hot card, kind of postcard size info flyers that takes you through the steps of how to run, USG website links. There are also flyers that explain what makes a good letter of intent, so those kind of things. So we're definitely putting things in their hands to walk away with. And we will be doing that again tomorrow as we visit the res halls. Have a highlighter, have a student activities guide, here's info on how to run. Want us to help you draft a letter of intent? We will.
Representative Paul.
I know on Facebook groups, a lot of students have been expressing interest in running, but I think the main problem is they don't understand that they also have to submit a letter of intent. If there's a way that we can get it out in a better way to everybody, versus
any Facebook group that you're a part of, please feel free to post on the wall, invite people to those events. I'm not an administrator of any of these groups, so I can't invite the whole group population to these events, but if you guys would like to post on any groups that you're a member of, all the information's on the website, so please feel free to do that. I would love if you would help us do that.
Treasurer Schloff.
I'm just wondering, the Wednesday, when you were talking about Wednesday, you're referring to tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're
going to Bio 214 with the highlighters.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow is also the info session in the Wade Pioneer Room at 5:30.
Right. And then the dorm storming will happen
tomorrow
night
after the info session, because the letters of intent, it's a very quick turnaround this year, because the representative retreat is 3 weeks into school instead of 4 weeks. So our letters of intent are due this Thursday by 11:59 p.m. So it's a very tight turnaround time this year, which is why we haven't had them on campus for very long. We really want to push for this. So Wednesday night we're going to be going around the res halls, hanging out with people and really getting that last push in.
I just want to say, for the dorm storming, that's how I got onto USG, and I've heard many people probably have heard this story from me before, but Keith Lupton showed up at my door, and that's how I'm on USG right now.
Yeah. So, and the thing about it is I would really love to have as many of you who can be there as possible, because I'm not Keith Lupton. I can't I can't possibly go to every floor, and the commission is fantastic, and I'm sure, I have no doubt we can hit all of the res halls, but the more people who are there who have can solidify that USG in fact has been a positive part of your collegiate experience, the better it looks to all of us. You know, because I'm like 22 years old. I'm old to these kids. I was born in 1988 and they were born in 1994, and so they barely believe me because I'm just old. So if you could come with me, I would love for your help, to have your help.
Mr. Brubaker?
Two things. Is there any way to send an email to all of them with the letter of intent procedures on it? So that those,
Yes,
so
that
those
was
are
actually sent out last night.
Okay, and also focus on Raymond because I believe they only have one floor this year, and they need extra care.
Luckily, at the Student Activities Fair, we actually did have 2 people sign up saying that they were from Raymond. So I had them put their dorms so I can like personally email people to say like, hey, no one from Raymond has submitted a letter of intent yet. You should totally think about running because you have a great chance. Things like that. So we're trying to target that especially. And commuter students. Those of you who know commuting students, please reach out to those students because it's difficult to. A lot of commuting students haven't developed that identity the way that the residence halls do in the first couple of weeks, so it is a challenge to reach out to that group of people.
Any more questions for Commissioner Pulaski? Thank you.
Who's going to come help me tomorrow? Raise your hand. Beautiful. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Is there any old business? Okay. Is there any new business tonight? Vice President Cruz.
I move to open nominations for Speaker of the Assembly.
All right. Any nominations for the Speaker of Assembly? Because I can't do this for more weeks.
I move to nominate myself for Speaker of the Assembly.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Dorbeck? I'm sorry? Okay. Oh, I thought you had another question. Okay. Yes, Representative Moeller.
I'd like to nominate Shengbo Wang.
Any other nominations? Vice President Hale?
Just a point of inquiry, are there any requirements for Speaker?
Parliamentarian McKee?
No, other than that, as whenever I mean undergraduate student, and whenever if they are a member of the assembly, if they're elected speaker, then they forfeit their member position. But otherwise, no, as long as they're an undergraduate who's interested.
Treasurer Schlaff?
I nominate Elena Dorbeck.
Any other nominations? Okay, so we'll keep those open for one more week. We are able to nominate people next week, but we're going to have the elections for this position next week. So please look for a speaker. All right. Any other new business? Representative Moeller.
I'd like to open nominations for the College of Arts and Sciences.
Second.
Okay. We have one position vacant for the College of Arts and Sciences. Representative Moeller?
I have a list.
Oh.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay. Nick Barron. Sarah McCormick. Michael Hirschberger. Shengbo Wang. And Nate Knox. KNOX, yes.
Wonderful. Any more nominations? Okay. Oh, Representative Gallo?
I'd like to nominate Ben Brown.
Thank you.
I'd like to nominate Patrick Vaughn.
Treasurer Schlaff?
I'd like to nominate Ann Keller.
Vice President Cruz?
I'd like to nominate Kayla Gray.
Any more nominations for the College of Arts and Sciences? Okay. We'll also keep that open for one more week, and the elections for this position, elections for all these vacant positions will be next week. Hope in the hopes that we will have candidates for these positions. Is there any more new business? Representative Mueller.
I'd like to open nominations for the School of Engineering.
Second.
Okay. Nominations? Representative Mueller.
I have a list. Stuart Carpenter, Alice Yang, Nolan Schreiber, that's Schreiber, and Matt Root, although you might have to look under John Root.
Thank you for being so prepared. Vice President Shah.
I have two. Tulsi Patel and Kim Martin.
Representative DeBoz.
I'd like to nominate Tess Butcher.
Thank you. Representative Paul.
I would like to nominate Craig DeCruz.
Vice President Dooner.
I'd like to nominate William Wetterston.
Again, I'd like to point out we have 5 vacant positions, spaces for this position. Vice President Cummins. Any more nominations? Representative Thompson.
I'd like to nominate Megan Thomas.
Okay. Is there any more new business? Representative McHenry.
I move to open nominations for the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing.
We have 1 position open. Vice President Cruz.
I'd like to nominate Amanda Lemacki.
Thank you, Treasurer Schloff.
I just have a point of inquiry. Are freshmen allowed to hold one of these positions if they have declared that major?
No.
No.
Because
Not
they
even nursing.
Not even
No.
nursing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's correct, right?
Yeah, nursing majors come in declared, but freshmen still can't hold these positions because their constituency is still of the freshman buildings. Starting spring semester, they can fill vacancies for these positions, but that is reserved for spring semester.
Okay. Representative Mueller.
My only other one was Grant Pignatello, but I don't really know how to spell it or say it.
Okay, for any spelling issues, we'll discuss after assembly. Representative Gallo.
Brandon Pack.
Any more nominations for Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing? All right. Any more new business? Representative McHenry.
I move to open nominations for Weatherhead School of Management.
Okay. Again, 1 open position for this caucus. Representative Mueller.
Does anyone know if Nick Pella is in the business school? I think he is. Okay. Nick Pella.
Representative Malloy.
I would like to nominate Akil Evans.
Vice President Cruz.
I'd like to nominate Adri Rolland.
Okay. Go
I'd
ahead.
like to nominate Janice Liu.
Okay. So with that, all these positions will be open for this coming week. So you can still look for people to nominate, and they may come to the assembly next week. Just ask them to be prepared with a letter and be prepared to speak in front of the assembly, and we will hopefully have all of these positions filled, right? All of them next week. Is there any more new business? Okay. Already we're at open forum. How about that? Yes. Sure, you may come to the podium. Please introduce yourself as well.
Hey everybody, my name is John Dew. I'm a fifth year here at Case, and a little about myself. I've been on UPB for several years, planning events, programming for the school. And this year I was talking to my friend, actually today, and we were talking about the football game that was going on this weekend for the opener at Case. And does anyone know where that game's at? One person? Two? Okay, so that game's at John Carroll, just down the street, like 10 minutes away. And last year at our home opener, John Carroll came to our school, and they brought 3 buses, about 120 students, and they had about like twice as many students as we did at our own football game. And since I've been here for 5 years, I've seen that the school spirit at the school is very, very lackluster, to say the least. And I think this would be a really good opportunity to get the school start something with like at least the football team, which would be the most like camaraderie fan sport of all the students to get behind, to go 10 minutes down the street to go to this football game at John Carroll. And so I'm not part of a group or anything. This is just like an idea we hatched today, but we're planning on getting, if it's possible, 2 or 3 buses to just shuttle down to the football game, stay the game, and then come back. And so the funding we would need for that, buses are about like $300 a piece. I don't have a budget or anything. Again, this is just thought up today. I'm gonna have some promo ready for tomorrow to pass out to the freshmen. This would really be to get like the freshmen involved in like school spirit, and just like kind of excite the mood at Case. You guys are all upperclassmen, so it's kind of died off, but we can start this with the younger crowd and kind of get something new started at school. Maybe like an inter-city rivalry, like the football teams, because they're right down the street. What else? Yeah, go ahead. The game is a night game at 7 p.m. and so it would leave. We'd probably leave. I think a good meeting spot would be like at the Jolly Scholar at 6 o'clock. Leave from there. I already talked to the Jolly Scholar, the owner, and they would be willing to have like food specials, drink specials for the upperclassmen. We could leave from there. That would be the meeting point. Leave from there, come back like 11 or so this Saturday. Steve? We're looking into that. We're actually for busing. We might not need the funding for it. We're talking to we already have the support of the head football coach, the athletic director from Case, and they're looking to see if they can lend us some sports buses that they would use for the teams anyway, to go down, because they're in totally support of this. And so we're gonna find out more from them tomorrow if we can or not. But if we can't, we need to rent some buses. And so, hopefully that'll work out and it'll be free for everyone. Yeah, did that answer your question?
Representative Gallo?
Do you know like how much in advance you would have to order the buses, I guess?
It's tricky. Again, this game's only like 5 days away, but I have a pretty good rapport with First Student and Precious Cargo, so calling them, I'm pretty comfortable with working with them. So you could probably work something out, again, if they're available, but they would just be school buses, so hopefully that has something that we could use just for that night. And it's in the city, but again, this is all pending whether or not we can get the buses through the athletic department, which would be really nice.
Vice President Shaw?
Is the speaker aware of the 300 Club? It's
No.
the Spirit Club on campus, and actually last semester for the SLIG grant proposal, they wanted a t-shirt cannon, which I believe they got. So if you want to,
I've never heard of the 300 Club. This is an idea we just hatched today while over lunch with me and some guys. But yeah, we can contact them and see if we could. I'm not sure like co-sponsor with them or if they have the funding to do something like that. But yeah, okay, thanks.
Vice President Cruz?
I think this is a great idea. I just needed to say that.
Thank you.
Ms. Perlowski?
So how can we help you make this happen? Can we help you like paint the wall? Can we help you, do you need people to hand out flyers? Like what would you like from us to help? Because I think that this is a great change agent body that can help you make school spirit and excitement happen, and we have a lot of hands, so we can like help hand out flyers at our info sessions.
I said that would be great. I've actually never really been involved. I'm not quite sure what you guys do for USG in general, but having like bodies, there help like promote it, pass out the spirit wall would be great. I mean, that's what it's for. Yeah.
So we're having these info sessions tomorrow. So that's a great way. If you find us with flyers, we can help you pass them out around campus.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna work on it. I should have something tonight. I don't know if you guys want that to send to anyone. I can talk to you after again. But yeah, we should have something printed up tonight. Again, pending, but yes. Right. Okay.
However, this is a pending request, a pending financial request.
Yes.
It's not a formal request yet.
No, nothing's been filled out yet.
Representative Moeller?
My instinct as far as funding goes would be absolutely yes, but absolutely this depends on, it's pending on whether or not, how much budget we have to allocate to such things and stuff like that. But I think it's a great idea and a great use of our money.
Vice President Cruz?
You said you've worked with UPB. Is this something that they might have funding that we could split with them somehow? If we paid half, they paid half. Do you think that would be doable at all?
I know that we missed their group meeting yesterday, and I couldn't really get in touch with anyone from there today. And I know that the way that their requests work is like they have to be within like 2 weeks ahead of the event, and so I actually wasn't sure what your guys' policy, but I figured give it a shot and come here. But
Representative Gallo?
I mean, I like this idea. I wanted to go to the game this Friday anyway, but the only concern I have is if we do give you the money, and I mean it is case, so I don't know how many people would go. So like if we do get 3 buses and we only fill one of them, it would just be like kind of wasting the money. Like I'd be more comfortable if we knew like how many people were willing to go, committed and stuff like that before. But I don't know.
I think with having everyone's help, again, we're going to be promoting this mostly to the freshmen. And so I know I went to the first football game when I was a freshman, and it was still exciting because they don't know that. They shouldn't come in with the pre-notion that nobody goes to these football games, no one goes to K sporting events because they don't know that. So why not start something new with them and have that is something that we do. We all go to these football games and we fill up our student section and it's a blast.
Representative Thompson?
Just a comment on that. My sophomore year, there was a game against Oberlin, and they handed out t-shirts, thunder sticks, and it was a night game, and you had half the season. So it's like if there's, I won't call it incentive, but like if there's buzz, right? If there's buzz to like go, it's really good. It's really, I think, more of like a way to
Colleen?
I like that. Okay. Okay, that would be great. Yeah.
Representative McHenry?
Going back to the buses, you mentioned that the athletic department and could lend you buses that would normally be used for athletes. Would that end up costing less than it would cost to get buses from someplace else?
Yeah, that hopefully would be free cost that they would lend us the buses in order to help support, the athletic cause. So yeah, it would be free.
Secretary Brown? I have a point, Speaker. Do you know if they can purchase tickets at the game as well, or do they have to purchase them at Case? Because then you might want to promote that as well.
We actually hadn't considered ticket per.
That's
No,
what
I'm sorry.
we just mentioned it, Colleen. It was the
Oh.
Office of Student Affairs that sent me an email earlier today that there are 70 free tickets that they're giving out. Other than that, the tickets are $3, but the email does not say anything about offering any transportation to this game.
I actually hadn't considered ticket. We hadn't considered ticket prices. The game just from knowing case that we just typically don't. At least our games for students are free. John Carroll isn't in the UAA though. Yeah. But that's something else to consider. Try making it free for all students that go. There's just that little bit of more incentive.
Commissioner Porlasky?
Just another comment. The Jolly Scholar was okay with us painting, doing body paint on the deck of the Jolly Scholar before the game. So, yeah.
All right, good ideas all around. Would any representative like to entertain a motion? Representative Thompson?
Yeah, that's. Yeah. If I can make one more comment
Yeah.
before we do that. We just saw this idea, and I'm not part of a group doing this at all, and so if you guys want to program this event, like this is just my idea I have. If you guys want to take this over and do your thing with it and completely fund the group and make it you can put USG all over it, that's fine. I just want to see it happen, and so.
Let's do one step at a time.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's, we're not really looking for like, if it comes to co-sponsoring us with, if we can find more money somewhere else, that's fine.
Mhm.
But if you guys want to take this over, fine, I'd be willing to help out whatever I can do. Yeah. Oh, is that? Okay, cool. Just making sure that was perfect.
Representative Thompson, just for clarification, you said $600 in your proposal. Yes, through the proper formalities, we can do a co-sponsorship form for this. I guess, should we do a vote for this proposal? All in
Eye clickers, you
discussion?
guys can try 'em out.
I'm sorry. Is there any?
Thank you.
Okay. See, I'm not supposed to be in this position, I'm telling you. Okay, we will discuss for 5 minutes. Representative Gallo.
Like I said, I think this is a good idea. You don't have that many opportunities to make a first impression, and the freshmen really need to like kind of get in the mode of case sports. I know like most of us aren't because we didn't have this opportunity, so I really think it would be helpful for them.
Representative Thompson. Representative DeBoz.
Saying, because like if we can get like the t-shirt cannon and thunder sticks or something, just to get the freshmen more excited than just show up at the game and see that it's only freshmen, because that could be bad.
Representative McHenry.
I also think this is a great idea. Being a varsity athlete myself for Case, we appreciate any amount of support that the student body can give us. So I think the football team would appreciate it if we put forth the effort to advertise this game.
Representative Dorback.
Is my speaker working? Okay. So say we fund the $600, which gets them 2 buses, but we have more individuals show up at the Jolly Scholar that want to go to the game. How do we accommodate for those individuals? I think we should press for a partnership with athletics and see if, we do have to end up funding $600, we can have more than 2 or 3 buses. In case, like a backup or something, if we have a lot of people show up.
Representative Thompson. Treasurer Schlaf.
My thought is that when you do an event like this for the first time, and um, you kind of need to go big. I feel like um, it needs to be done correctly, or else you're not going to get the outcome that you want. And the fact that we're only funding 2 buses, um, and we're talking about T-shirts, and we're talking about whatever those things are, glow sticks, whatever you guys said. That's obviously going to be more. And with time running out, and we like this idea so much, I think that we should, I mean, what else did he say he was trying to get funding from? I can't remember.
I believe he said he was trying to go to UPB, but he wasn't sure if he'd missed their policies. And so far, I think he's only said he's asked for support from athletics. So UPB has turned him down. Representative Smith. Right. At the actual event, that is. Okay. Right. I believe Commissioner Prolosky invited him to her freshman info sessions to hand out flyers and whatnot. But I'm sure we can also discuss having someone at the event as well, should we be in favor of this event. Secretary Brown.
I kind of have to reiterate Ellen Treasurer Schaaf's point. Where I'm a little concerned about with this event is that, as she mentioned, if this event fails, the freshmen are going to kind of lose hope with the athletic association. So, or like the athletics case. So I would like, I don't know, I would like to see if we were to do an event like this, have it be at a home game where we had a little more planning. So I know there's a game the next week with fireworks and everything else, but that's my thought.
Representative Paul.
I know this isn't very substantial, but I do know as an orientation leader, we try to push case athletics even more in the past as we used to. Not knowing much about athletics, but I do know that our VP, our Vice President Hale, implemented a Legends tour to talk about different things around case, and I know that we did try to push athletics a lot more this year, as our football team did do fairly well last year.
Vice President Hale.
Can the parliamentarian pull up the football schedule?
If the parliamentarian can find it, sure.
Mr. Brubaker?
While this event is an exciting idea and would be a really good thing if it succeeded, I think it's important that we are 5 days away. And, I mean, despite the fact that it seems like it could go really well, it could also go really wrong, and there hasn't been a lot of planning put forward. Like he said, he thought of this today. I think it'd be more prudent to wait till another home game and really do this right if we're going to do this at all.
That is time. Would someone like to entertain a motion to extend time? Vice President Hale? Okay. Representative McHenry?
Looking at the schedule that Parliamentarian McKee posted up, the game after John Carroll is against Rochester. First of all, it's a home game. Second of all, I know firsthand that Rochester is a UAA school, which means it is a big rivalry, and that can help with drumming up even more support for the game.
Commissioner Perlosky? Vice President Cummins?
I agree with Commissioner Prosky, and I think the fact that it was brought up, less than a week beforehand shouldn't be brought into discussion. I mean, the idea is that it is the first game, and that John Carroll showed us up at our own place last year. We are creating a rivalry with our down the street neighbors. The freshmen know nothing about the UAA. They don't know anything about Rochester. As far as I know, Carnegie Mellon is our only rival, so I don't even consider Rochester. But $600, like, no question. I don't know, like, why everyone's so risk averse. I mean, even if the Athletics Association does come through, like, we should still give them money.
Representative Gallo?
All right, so looking at the schedule, I still support the whole thing happening this weekend, but if it doesn't get passed, I wouldn't mind like putting that money towards next week where it's our first home game and there's fireworks. And I mean, I don't really know Rochester that much, but I mean, and just in case people are worried about like the lack of planning for this weekend, at least consider next weekend. I'm still voting for it though, so whatever.
Okay, we'll take these 2 more points. Representative Thompson? Anybody want to? Well, if she does not want to call group questions, you can say no or yes.
I say no.
Okay, so that was denied.
It's been mentioned a couple times that we could give them the money for next weekend, but he's asking money for transportation. I don't know what this money is going to go for, since people are going to just walk to the football field. I mean, I'd be happy to like fund T-shirts and things if they want, but personally, I think this is just a wonderful idea. I don't think that the fact that it was brought up this week should have any effect on the decision. I think that it's wonderful. I think it's I agree with Allie that it's not gonna. The freshmen just don't know, and I think that we should leave a good impression on them, and we really have a chance to start something here. And I know, like, my high school personally, we were crazy about football. We had the worst football team in our conference, and we still had our stands packed at every single game. And we actually have a decent team here, and no one appreciates them, and I would really like to change that.
As a quick point of order, we are just considering the question of funding $600 for transportation costs for this Saturday's game. If the Assembly would like to consider funding next weekend instead, if this doesn't come through, that's a different question, but the question before the Assembly is just for this weekend.
Representative McHenry?
Ultimately, I would prefer that this money be put towards John Carroll, because Rochester would be a home game, so we would not need to worry about busing any students to a different stadium. And I believe someone mentioned that UAA games are free to students, so yeah.
Okay, so we've gone way over 5 minutes here. Would someone like to call the previous question?
So moved.
Okay. So, all in favor of funding $600 for transportation for the football game to John Carroll this weekend? All opposed? Abstain? Before I announce the results, I'd like to see if we have quorum.
Just a point of inquiry, does quorum change, like, after the freshmen reps are added in, Or do we still have to have the same
It's
number
always
after?
it's always a certain proportion of the
Okay.
entire
Okay.
assembly. I believe it's 2/3. Is it one? It's 2/3 of the elected. Are we clear? Okay, and so that passes. All right, Mr. Dew, should your request to athletics not go through, the assembly will fund you $600. Are there any more points in open forum? Raise your hands high, please. Okay. Vice President Dooner? Let's try the points first, and we'll make that the last thing on open forum. Commissioner Pulaski. Representative Moeller?
Yeah, just like an issue that I have been struggling with my first 2 years here at Case, and I would like to see fixed. James, I really hate puddles, especially around the KSL Twing area. I'd like to see those fixed. I don't know who to contact, but puddles, let's fix them.
Vice President Hale?
Please email me your pictures of puddles. I have quite the collection.
Actually, Andrew Brown sent me a very nice collection of puddle pictures I can forward to you. Representative Thompson? I believe, I don't know if it's still going, the RHA has an upper class collective, I don't know if that's what it's called, but an upper class division of RHA that would handle that. I'm sure we can get you in contact with someone there. That's unfortunate, though. Vice President Cruz?
Do we want to read any additions to the feedback form?
We will.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a penultimate item. Treasurer Schloff, excuse me.
Okay, this is, I don't know how I feel about this, but I said that I would mention it because I've heard a lot of people, they know I'm on USG, so they came up to me about the Denny's, and they were upset that Denny's was advertised as an all-nighter diner, and that it is only open until 3 o'clock 2 days of the week, and the rest is 2 o'clock. So currently there is no food on campus for real 24 hours, I think.
Okay, thank you. Representative McHenry?
About the Denny's, I think it should also be noted that the time frame for the Denny's, it was about the same for the Silver Spartan.
Representative Malloy?
From what I recall, the Silver Spartan is actually open sometimes in mornings and the weekends. And as far as I know, the Denny's All Nighter opens at like 4 p.m. on Saturday. So that's kind of an issue in my opinion as well.
Representative DeBoss?
As far as it being, I know I've heard the same thing about people being upset that it's called an all-nighter Denny's. It's not open all night. That's just like the type of Denny's it is, because like their menu is a little different than the regular Denny's, and like the way it's set up. That's how the all-nighter Denny's are. They're not all necessarily 24/7.
Vice President Cummins.
Um, Part of my job, I feel compelled to ask you how your classes are going.
Great.
Great. Thumbs up. Okay. Also, I remembered something. I got an email earlier. Some engineers probably have it also. ABET certification is coming, and so make sure you fill out those surveys. It's really important, and like ABET accreditation is a big deal for schools, that sort of thing. So.
I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is. Leo. Sorry. Representative Lee.
I don't know whether you have such an issue, but I have an issue for IT committee that if you go to case.edu by using Google browser, the screen will like die for 30 seconds to a minute. Like you cannot move your mouse and anything. And I thought it's my computer's problem, but after I asked some of the people who is using a Google browser, they have the same issue. So.
Does this happen on your laptop?
Yeah, it
Do you have
happens.
your laptop here?
Oh no.
I haven't seen that happen. Is there some way I can see that happen?
Oh yeah. Once you're.
We'll talk after.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Representative McHenry.
Yeah, this is something IT should address. I've had it happen to me before as well.
Commissioner Pulaski.
If I may, yeah, we can take the complaints up, but it's no secret to them that these things are slow. Blackboard insists they actually had like an ops team during class registration. Like in this one room, this lady was describing to me these people sitting around watching all the graphs, making sure SIS was running. So they're going through some speed bumps because the upgrade didn't go quite as planned, but definitely keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
Representative DeBaz.
I have a more informational question for IT. I heard tell that there was a writing center app coming out at some point where you can like make appointments and talk to the writing center on your phone. Just
I have not heard of that.
no, my SAGES teacher told me about it.
Okay.
Vice President Cruz.
This is just something I mentioned for James. I've heard a lot of complaints lately about students who like moved in and had issues with like things that were broken and not working, and were confused because they thought that's what was getting fixed over the summer. Like my suite, for instance, the stall bathroom door, like the latch doesn't work or something. I don't know. So I don't know, just maybe something to ask about.
Treasurer Schlaf.
I wanted to comment about Bon Appetit and how helpful they have been. I've asked for some really crazy requests, one of which includes juicing, and they have been very accommodating, so be nice to them because they're my friends. I met like a bunch of people.
Aww.
They were so nice to me. And then on top of that, I talked to a guy today, and he said, actually Chef James, and he said that they were going to be opening Fribley earlier. I think he mentioned 6 o'clock, and having what's it called, a continental breakfast, because apparently nursing students, some of their classes start at 7 a.m., so they're not able to get food. So they're opening it special for everybody, 6 o'clock a.m., and that's going to start sometime soon.
Okay, so some TLC for Bon Appetit, please. Vice President Shah.
So I heard that there was this new like internet connection, this Case Wireless.
Oh yeah.
And it works a lot faster and stuff. But whenever I tried to use that, it's actually been slower for me. It says that I haven't like fully logged in or something like whenever I type in my password and my ID and it doesn't work as fast. It's actually kind of slow.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So I was going to announce during announcements. Case ITS over the summer rolled out a new wireless network in addition to Case Guest. And the way this works is you put in your username and password, Case Logon, when you connect to this wireless, and then you never have to use the VPN again. So that's cool. But there have been some problems. It took me a little bit like of configuration the first time. So I don't know if anyone's seen it or tried to connect to it, or if there are any problems.
Mm-hmm. Part of the problem is that basically how it works is that there's like they call it a certificate that guarantees your connection is encrypted, and it's not
Signed or something, right?
correctly. Like it's not. I don't think it's trusted.
Right. Yeah, I think.
So they might need to do some configuration on their end.
Okay.
Make it more streamlined. So right now there should be a way to set it up so everything is working, but it takes a bit.
Representative Malloy?
I just wanted to add that I've also tried to log in, and I haven't even been able to log in at all using it.
Representative DeBoz?
Yeah, it would like ask me to log in like every 30 seconds, and after enough times, it would be like, do you accept the certificate? And then you hit accept, and then it finally worked. But it was like after I logged in like 50 times.
Representative Lee?
I got disconnected a lot of times sometimes after I logged in.
Okay, so a lot of problems with Case Wireless. Got it. Representative Lundell?
I've actually not even been able to log into Case Guest. It like won't let me log in at all. So I don't know if you should look into that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like really weird. It asked me for like passwords and stuff like that.
Okay, so we'll look into wireless issues. If there are no other points of open forum, we're going to get a feedback report from Secretary Brown. It's already up there? No? Yeah. What? What's some summer points? There's a couple.
Okay, so some points from summer. Okay, let's just go down here. Clark Towers, barbecue pits are not reservable. I think James is working on that now. A couple people asking what the activities fair is. Some people asking for the volleyball court nets to be fixed, which I believe is fixed. I saw a couple people playing out there the other day. More questions about the student activities fair. And then that's it for about the summer. It wasn't very used.
Vice President Cruz?
Did we ever find out why the wet dry fountain isn't on? Like, for sure? Yeah,
There are probably many reasons, but we haven't inquired about it.
I'm just really curious. I just really, really, really want to know. It's been awful giving, like, I was here full-time giving tours all summer, and I, like, every single day I'd give my tour, and I'd be like, I don't really know why the fountain's not on today. It's normally on,
yeah,
but not this summer, and it was very sad.
Commissioner Perlowski. Okay, at this time,
I can ask.
all right. Maybe we can get a wet dry fountain schedule. Okay, and now Vice President Dooner is going to do a demonstration for us.
All right, so Andrew's got just an aside. If anyone saw a black bag in the USG office earlier tonight and moved it somewhere crafty that is not easily findable, let me know, please, because my laptop was inside, and that would be nice to have. But so we have clickers, so turn them on, please. Andrew has the slideshow on his, but I don't think he has his screen connected, so. Oh, yeah, right. Matt has the PowerPoint, so it's all good. Oh, no. Can we just make questions really quick because it doesn't really matter anyway?
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, like if Andrew, do you have the thing running? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question was something like, what committee? This is not in any way tied to you or binding or anything, but that we were just like, what committee are you thinking about joining? So, Andrew, are you polling? Oh, clever. Okay, so.
Excellent. Vice President Hale?
While they're doing this, I'll just sneak in an announcement. Student life people, if you're interested in being on the committee or you are on the committee, please see me afterwards so we can set the time.
We'll find out right now.
Maybe
I'll
we should
hunt your
just-
clicker down.
Should just ask what time is good for the committee. Okay, so start your clickers. Oh no. Good enough. All right, cool. All right, how's it look, Andrew? Cool. Cool. Everyone, are we all good? Okay.
Okay, so we have 8 people for student life, so 40%. 2 people for academic affairs, or 10%. 3 people, or 15% for PR. Another 3 or 15% for IT. And 4 people, or 20% for finance.
Could you maybe like turn your computer and show us what the...
So this is what the graph looks like. And so in the future, our goal is to hopefully be able to publish this and have Matt show you after the voting is done, and then tie.
Then have some sort of list or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you put your clickers back in that box by Scott over there. And in the end, when you leave, so we get them all back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not yet. Are we done with open forum? Okay. Then, Colleen, do you have an advisor's report?
Yes, I have 2 things real quick. One is I have to scam out of here real fast. So if you're interested in helping John Dew and Michael, I can't think of his last name, go ahead and see Andrew afterwards and give him your name. And Andrew, if you would just send me the names, I'll get them to you. So thanks to a USG initiative of at least 2 years, the debit card program is ready to unroll. And that means that student organizations are going to be able to purchase items with a debit card. And there are a couple restrictions, and I'll go through those at a workshop with Jasel and the administrator of the program, Michael Kuritz, next Tuesday at 5:30. If any of you are interested, if any of you have participation in a student club and you're interested, come to that session. This is really important. This is big because USG initiated this and now it's happening. And it's for all the agencies, which means all the SEC groups are all benefiting because of your fight for this. So it's very, very cool. So we'll get more to you as soon as we know more.
Okay. Any questions for Colleen? Okay. Announcements. Representative Mueller.
This is an open invitation because USG people are my friends. Every Tuesday with my friends, I like to eat nachos. It's an event called Nacho Tuesday. It exists at 10 p.m. currently in the Sigma Nu House, which is across the parking lot from Fribley. But anyone is welcome because you are all my friends.
Commissioner Perlowski. Colleen? Vice President Shaw?
I think I might have forgotten to mention in my board report, but my office hours are 9:30 to 10:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and if those hours don't work for you, you are free to make an appointment with me. Just send me an email at usgvpfinance@gmail.com.
Vice President Cruz?
This is just something that I was told this week. Safe Ride has a new policy that I thought I would share because it's probably not common knowledge, but they are only willing to wait 2 to 3 minutes after they arrive. So if you are not outside, they will leave you, just so everyone knows.
Okay, I have one announcement. I'm not sure if some of you have already heard about the Bellflower Block Party that is supposed to happen this Saturday, I believe from 4 to 10 p.m. The coordinators of that event offered if we would like to have our own booth at the event, a USG booth at the Bellflower Block Party. And as Commissioner Pulaski mentioned, we have a lot of stuff we can give away. So we were offered a table there so we can give stuff away. I will be at the party from 5 to 7. I believe Vice President Shah will be joining me. So if you'd like to come out and party and also represent USG, please do. Any more announcements? Actual announcements? Okay. If
Move
there
to
are none,
adjourn.
Representative Mueller.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you guys. Great first GA.